Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Now, if you clicked on this video, congrats, you fell for clickbait. Obviously, I don't think Miracle, who is the winner of 2018 BBN, Big Brother Naija, is a lazy Nigerian youth, but I think it's funny and ironic how the President Buhari, made his statement about Nigerian youth the same week we awarded a Nigerian youth with millions of dollars for sitting in a house. But what I did want to talk about was this comment, because I think it's problematic that people think this way. I've heard it multiple times before, not just from the president. I'm not surprised by his statement. A lot of older Nigerians that I've talked with have made the same sentiment. I just think it's also unfortunate that he had to make it such a public statement on a global platform. I don't think this feeling of the youth of today being lazy is an ideology just for Nigeria. I know even in the United States, so many think pieces came out like a few years ago about how millennial generation is killing this industry and killing that industry, and how we're not doing anything and we just stay on social media all the time. And it's just not the whole picture. I wanted to make a video today giving y'all at least the picture of what I see here in Nigeria. For those of you that don't know, unemployment in Nigeria right now is so bad. Like, it is so unfortunate and it's so disheartening to see how many graduates spent all this money, all this time, strikes, in school, doing everything the right way, getting our education, so that when we come out we will have jobs. But when we came out, there were no jobs. So what are we to do in this situation? What I think is amazing is that the youth, they said we're taking our futures into our own hands, and they've picked up entrepreneurship. I know so many corpers who have picked up sewing, maybe they're doing hair, carpentry, mechanics, so many corpers that are doing all of these different trades on the side, using the service year to build something for themselves, because they know that we can't rely on the government, on the oil handouts that Buhari thinks that we're trying to rely on. Even me, like, I've thought of 1 or 2 businesses too, maybe, be on the lookout. But I think what the president is talking about is we are upset because our efforts aren't producing at the level we would like them to produce. And that's where I come in and say it is not a crime to ask the government for support in my small business. Of course, there are stories of small businesses going from like the local shop to international fame, and those stories are great, but I don't want that narrative to kind of overshadow the mass majority of the stories where these small businesses start in that corner and stay on that corner because there's not real access to be able to spread beyond your next door. And so it's not bad for the youth to ask the government for support in some aspect. You didn't give me jobs. I came up with a job that's even revolutionizing the economy. If I ask you to please let that oil money that's circulating around the top trickle down and support my business so that my business can grow, that's not a crime. Because of the situation that the youth did not get ourselves into through the economy, the older generation put us in our current situation, we should be given a little bit more credit for the efforts that we are taking to roll with the punches and still like make a living for ourselves. So that is kind of how I feel about the whole thing. I just wanted to shout out all of the youth that are working hard, whether you got employment out or you started a small business or you're still trying to get on your feet. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Obviously, we can't let what anybody says stop our grind, because you can say what you want, but I still need to eat. Let me know about your hard work down in the comments. If you've started any businesses or ventures, we'll have a whole support group down in the comments. And if you came here just to talk about BBN and I fooled you with the title, like I said in a previous video, I don't watch BBN, but of course when everyone's talking about it, I did pick up, and I was actually rooting for CC because I just kept hearing so many negative things, and I'm like, haters only hate when you poppin', so I was rooting for CC. She did come in second. BBN, I feel like, is the type of show where it's less about who wins at the end of the 85-day cycle and more about what you're able to do with your platform that you're given after BBN. Like, for example, Bam Bam, who's on this season, made 25 million in 1 day. And that was the day after she was evicted from the house, because she used her clout to say, hey, I also have perfumes and oils dropping. Sold out in the first day, 5,000 units. She made 25 mil. That's it for this week. Please, as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video if you thought it was informative, helpful, or just a good conversation starter. And be sure to check back next week for another episode of Not Your Standard Corper.